Heart of gold, heart of gold. Neil Young sang Heart of gold, heart of gold. Here I am with a heart of gold.
Come on, Neil Young, come, my Neil Young, come on, Neil Young. It's hard to rap and play a song you learned last night. You recognize that song?
Yeah, come, chameleon, what, butterfly or whatever? Yeah, butterfly.
Butterfly. I even have it written on my notes for things to talk about.
Well,
and you'll notice it just says butterfly.
I started watching that Peacemaker show. They got some butterflies.
Indeed. They should
It
use
gave
that
me
song.
Butterflies looking at John Cena.
I was like, whoa.
Ooh. I'd love to be a piece of Chinese propaganda.
Yeah. That show's great.
What if I had the opportunity? I'd probably take it. Ooh. What does that say about me?
Hell yeah. Keep talking about the sex scenes.
John Cena, come let me suck your dick. Oh yeah. All right,
Peacemaker, more like
fucking
mind.
Pacemaker after what he did to my heart.
That'd be great if John Cena was too old for the role. It could be more like Pacemaker.
Do you think anyone's ever been like someone has asked their grandpa like, hey, do you want to come play D&D with me and my friends? And he's like, I'm too old for the role.
No,
you
old
gotta
for the
roll
role.
Dice.
I guess that would require a lot of
There's a lot of moving parts.
a lot of stars aligning for that.
A lot of moving parts to that one.
Your grandpa has to know about D&D. Feel like he's too old for it.
You have to want to involve him for some reason.
Yeah. He has to have an acting background.
He has to know acting terms.
Yeah. That's probably realistic, because if you're an actor, you probably do have a great relationship with your grandkids.
Yeah.
Because you totally disregarded your actual kids.
Oh yeah, but you pick up the
busy.
slack on the second round.
You were busy making 8 simple rules
You
for
come
dating
back-
my teenage daughter.
You come back in the fourth quarter on the grandkids.
Grandkids. That's what it's all about.
You get a field goal, fucking tie up the game. What just happened?
The box fell over.
Oh, okay.
I think a cat's being mischievous.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what they do.
That would be great if someone's just like, you're being a shitty father. And they're like, I know, but in 30 years,
I'm going to be the greatest
I'll take your kid to all of their fucking basketball games or whatever. Can we make that deal?
But listen.
You're just making a deal with a 9-year-old?
In 30 years, you can be a shitty dad, too. I'll pick up the slack.
In 30 years, you can go off, just fuck whoever. I'll watch the kids for the weekend.
I will watch the kids.
No questions asked.
You tell your wife you're on a fishing trip. She says, I didn't even know you fished. And then you say, no, I'm going to Thailand to try and scam women out of their money.
In exchange, can I beat you now?
Do you mind if I hit you?
Now that I've explained the whole deal.
Is it okay if I strike you?
Yeah. Because it's my way or the highway. He's got a backwards red cap. Your dad's Fred Durst. You know that song,
You're
My
taking
Way?
your kid to school and you're like, all right, ass, cash, or... Oh, wait, hold up.
Hold up.
Wait, all right, give me $2.
I don't really want to go. I guess a hug? And then that kind of feel like it's part of the ass thing.
That seems...
in a creepy...
Not that I'm going to grab it,
But I feel like...
I just feel like I messed this up.
I feel like someone some stickler is going to be like, well, that's in the ass category.
I feel like I messed this up and I'm just going to leave you and start a new family.
You know, a lot of truckers say ass, cash, or grass, but usually they make you suck their dick. It should be ass, cash,
Or
grass,
mouth.
or pretending it's a hot dog because you really want to get to South by Southwest. I don't think anyone hitchhikes anymore.
No, I don't think so. Who does that joke about how great it must feel to leave your kids?
I don't know. That's probably Corey Holcomb. I had to just guess.
Some comic has some bit about, like, you should never leave your kids. But imagine how good that drive away feels.
That is pretty great. That should be like one of those where they have like the black and white interviews where it's like we talk to him like it's like a meth addict tells his story. They should just have a guy who abandoned his family.
Oh, I love it.
And he's just wearing a Hawaiian t-shirt. He keeps sipping a drink with a fucking umbrella in it.
Moved to Maui. You got a job as an executive chef. I fucking love it down here.
Do you have any
man.
idea of what your kids are up to now? No.
Fuck no, I left them.
You never thought to look it up? No.
Not at all.
You're not really getting. I know they don't learn the back and forths.
Oh.
They start running out of like ones to feature for that thing, and they're just like a bartender who overserves.
Did you ever think about how they might get home? Not at all.
I live in a walking neighborhood for the most part.
I usually just worry if they close their tab or not.
Yeah, and if they don't, automatic 20.
25 usually.
Oh really? Hell yeah.
Because it's got to be more than the minimum that you should be tipping.
Yeah, but otherwise
to
it's
entice people to close their tabs.
True. I have had that approach before, where I'm like walking out of the bar and I'm like,
It was probably about what I was going to leave
yeah,
anyway.
25 is fine.
I was going to overtip
20,
anyways.
whatever. I just got, yeah. They got my card info. They got my cards.
They have my card still. You ever left your card at a bar?
Yeah, that's not, I don't have like a story.
Did you go back and get it?
Yeah, I would go back and they were like, we've got it. We closed it out. Here you go. And then I was like, thank you, President Obama. And then he was wearing a tank top at the time. It was a volleyball themed bar. He said, hey, I'm serving tonight. And then he spiked a big ball in my face.
There was an episode of Bar Rescue where they were like, we're the only indoor volleyball bar in America. And
That's
it's like,
not true.
Yes, you are.
I'm shocked by that in an opposite way. I no way that's true. Because there's so many failing schools and churches. You buy a big old church, what are you going to do? You're like fucking put a bunch of sand by the pulpit.
Fuck it. Fuck this
We're
pulpit.
going to have fire dancers.
This is cultural appropriation, man.
Oh. Is it? I guess so.
Tiki bars are.
Yeah. One time I was watching...
You know what? All those guys who were marching with those tiki torches, they're racist. That's cultural appropriation.
That is true. That is fucked up.
That's the hill you die on. You're like, the torches, that's a step too far.
Hey, how's this for like a Daily Show type joke?
Sure.
Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
They got all the
Jon Stewart's still, he's coming
They got
back.
all the Tiki Torch guys, and then he's like, "Oh, don't worry, this luau did have a big fat pig," and then it's like a photo of a fat
Amy Schumer or something.
No, just a fat. You find a fat one of them.
A fat one of them?
A fat one of the alt-right guys.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be easy.
You go in this.
If anything, these guys are
I'm not
over...
writing the joke. Wyatt Cenac or whoever. It's all right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay?
There's no way playing music makes this easier for you to edit. There's no way it doesn't make it 8,000 times harder and a billion times more jarring when just suddenly you're playing an entirely different lick in the middle of us talking.
Plus, I'll get sued by Tool.
Oh, you're playing a Tool song?
I'm always playing a Tool song.
What is that, like the Home Improvement theme song or something?
Oh, yeah. I can't find the note for the
It doesn't exist.
Tim Allen's cool.
Only
man.
Tim Allen can do it.
You think that's how he got the show?
Hey, Mr. Candyman.
Someone was like, Tim Allen's cool, man. And they're like, what that guy say? Tool man? Tim the cool man? Allen. That's what happened is he was like, they were like, we're going to make a show for Tim the cool man Allen. But obviously we have to change the name. And he's like, okay, well, how about Tim the tool man Allen? And they're like, no,
well,
we
meant like he needs to have a name for his character.
we meant Allen, but tool man's all right.
Tool Man, that sounds fine.
Tool man.
Fuck it.
And you come up with another name, and then he's like, how about Tim the Fool Man? Like, no, we're going to keep Tool.
We're doing Tool.
Tim the Tool Can. And they're like, no, keep.
Did James Maynard Keenan ever make a guest appearance as a
I
Tool
bet,
man? That would be great.
How did they, if only.
If only.
If only. That was one of the Tool songs.
That was a great Tool song. If only.
No, I like that Limp Bizkit song, My Way. It's my way. My way. Over the highway. Because that phrase became part of cultural lexicon. Because, like, that's just some new metal rap rock song. My dad says that phrase.
My dad says my way or the highway.
My 3,000-year-old dad says my way or the highway. And it's like, I didn't know you fucked with Fred. I didn't know Freddie D. I should have suspected it, though, because he once came...
home in a do-rag.
He once came home from work he opened the fridge and he got real mad and he went, who ate my nookie? I had some nookie in the fridge. God damn it, which one of you kids ate my nookie?
Your mom's like, you're like all together, and your mom's like, what should we make for dinner tomorrow, honey? And he's like, I want the nookie.
I want the nookie.
You're all just disgusted, but also laughing.
Dad, I need $10 for a school textbook. Oh, and then he pulls out a wallet with a big metal chain on it.
Oh, I thought you were just mispronouncing Noki on purpose.
What do you mean?
I thought that was your bit.
Noki?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's Nookie. it was my
Then
dad.
what are you even saying?
It was my dad being a Limp Bizkit fan. That was the bit. My dad loves Limp Bizkit. Because he says the phrase my way or the highway.
I mean, I remember that part of the bit. We were all just mispronouncing Noki together.
No, because then the twist of the bit was well, obviously, just saying my way or the highway.
That's not
a
enough.
Limp Bizkit thing.
My dad needs to have refrigerated pussy.
My dad needs to have...
Read. You know what? I like it better cold.
Hey.
I don't even need to heat it up. And I
You don't
hate
like mustard at all?
I'll take a fancy mustard, but that's not what they're going to be tossing my pretzel salad with.
This is Louisville.
Okay.
Some nice.
That kind of seems like it would give me shitty mustard. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Louisville's the kind of place where they're like, we would never use shitty regular mustard, and then they just buy the cheapest stone ground mustard.
Yeah,
from
ever.
Kroger.
Yeah. And cut it with Heinz.
Exactly. But they're snobs about it.
But they're superior.
That's Louisville in a nutshell.
Well, we add some salt to it.
We would never use ketchup. Places that use ketchup suck. And then they just have like a big thing of Hellman's aioli.
Dude, I was at work the other day, and we had like a big thing of fries that we were all like eating, and I was dipping mine in ketchup, and then there was like another thing of like ranch, another thing of buffalo sauce, and I was putting mine in ketchup, and somebody was like, ketchup. I was like, that's disgusting. That's for poor people. And then
the
he
other options were ranch?
Then he dipped his fries in ranch and started eating, and I was like, no, you're poor. Ranch is disgusting.
I don't know why you guys are putting wealth.
Also, no sauce is.
No, man. If you're in that situation, the obvious key is you go ranch.
It was gold flaked ranch.
Has Subaru ever tried to do like Superman? It's Superman.
It's Superman, and he's here for the deals.
Yeah, Superman. He came from Planet Camry.
Why would he come from Planet Camry?
I was trying to think what's
It's
not
a Toyota
most
Subaru.
like Krypton.
It's a Toyota Subaru.
Toyota. Toyota
Maybe a
sounds like a
Mazda?
guy that you would fight in some sort of Arctic lair. Superman. It's Toyota. It's about time you've come.
Yeah, no, that just sounds like somebody's like shitty like first assignment as like a superhero. It's like you have to fight Toy Yoda, and he goes into some lair and it's just a toy Yoda. He's like, oh well, I guess I'll shoot it. Do I have to? That looks like a collectible. Can I? That's mint in box. I'm not killing Toyota.
Yeah, that's like a funny gag. It's like you're like, what kind of car is this? Who made this car? Toyota. A Toyota?
Toyota made
made
this?
this car.
What is it? A Chinese Toyota?
What kind of gas mileage are we going? What did Chucky make your bike?
Is Chucky making Schwins these days?
Who let strawberry shortcake? Sorry, working at the Denver Mint. All the money's got a heart on it instead of a dollar amount. The Care Bears took over what was a pharmacy? Yeah, the riff's over.
Physics. I mean, I guess I saw Jumanji. It was a good movie. It's not very funny, really.
I'm just gonna start making a bunch of burner
I've only
accounts.
seen Jumanji and Good Will Hunting. I didn't even know he did comedy.
No, because people keep having all those stories where, like, there would be like, it would be like, oh, David Letterman was nervous before his first time hosting the Tonight Show. And then Robin Williams popped up backstage and was like, oh, your gap teeth's not even that big, and I put my dick in it. I can't even fit it, I'm cut now. And then David Letterman's like, that really opened.
That opened every door for me.
That made me comfortable out there.
That made me come.
Just go on Reddit post, just plant fake Robin Williams stories.
One time I was at a bar trying to pick up a girl, and I went to go take a piss, and Robin Williams tugged me off in the bathroom so I could go at it clear-headed. So I didn't have cum. He kept saying, I gotta stop your cum brain.
Robin Williams, he stood behind the lady, and then he impersonated every member of their family being like, oh, I'm your mother, and I think you should fuck this boy. Oh, I'm your dad, and if I wanted on you fucking this boy, I'd be like, oh, he's a good at fucking. It's Grandma, and I'm proud of you.
It's Grandma, and I'm so proud of you for getting some dick tonight from a random stranger. And then Grandpa came in, and he went, oh, he has dementia. He's naked. He's naked in the bar. And then Robin Williams took all his clothes off and impersonated a man with dementia wandering into the dining room nude during family dinner.
It's just David Schwimmer telling that story, tearing up on like CNN. That's how I met my wife.
David Schwimmer with a unsolicited phone call on the evening of Robin Williams' death.
Well, that was that thing that Trump did. Trump would just call up like for like news, like to give his take on news stuff.
Yeah.
Like he literally did it for 9/11.
Yeah.
Because he was a big New York guy, so he just called up and was like, "Yeah, here's my take." And then people were like, "All right, cool. We get a celebrity's take." Which that is great. Like, I mean, you could do that with any like Bruno Mars should just do that. Just everything, give his take on everything.
He hung up
Because
on...
people would publish it. Like the Leo would, and Bruno Mars was just like, like Bruno Mars was just like, hey, here's my thoughts on the local pizza places in your town. Like an arts magazine would publish that.
Oh yeah, Leo would definitely put that out. No, Trump. Did you see Trump hung up on NPR like a month ago? They called him up and they were like,
I thought I was turning off a radio. I thought I was talking to a radio.
he
I
called
wanted to
him.
listen to some salsa.
They were doing. I was trying to get on the AM. I ended up on your bullshit station.
I was trying to dance to the salsa.
I was trying to get to 5:30 AM, the salsa station, nationwide, my favorite station. I love the salsa people. Anyone who's a salsa man, I love them.
Salsa.
I love a
people.
salsa people.
Are you that? Do you think that's ever like been an issue? As a bunch of like Hispanic people show up to a venue, and then some promoters like, "Are you the salsa group?" And they're like, "Whoa, buddy!
Whoa,
We are proud Latino.
not cool."
You cannot just call us that.
But yes.
We are here to play salsa.
Why do you think we're dressed like this? Why do you think she's got the clappers?
Those salsa bands. It's just Los Lobos. Like, tonight we got one of those fucking salsa bands. They're like, hey, we play Tex-Mex rock.
Hey, come on. We're multi-genre.
We play Conjunto, dude. The fuck?
You know what? Since I've been staying with my parents, I've been going to a lot of fast food places. Because I leave work and I don't want to like start like cooking at like 10 because my parents are all asleep. They're old. And I don't want to start, like cooking at like 10:30 in the evening.
You'll use a drop of hot sauce and they'll be like, there's fumes everywhere.
I can't wait. I can't sleep with all this heat in the air. My parents are old. I was adopted.
Your parents ever like, I can't.
I was adopted by Mel Brooks.
Your parents like, I can't. I mean, that is somewhat true. Your parents are like.
My mom is a little Mel Brooksian.
I just was saying that your parents are very old.
No, they are old, yeah. And my grandma looks like Chevy Chase. Well, she's dead now, but she did at the
Did
time.
she?
And my other grandma looked like John Goodman.
Whoa.
I come from a...
Who would you rather? That's a veritable who would you... That's a real toss-up.
No, she kind of looked like him, and she
You want to
acted
get
like
squished
him.
by a fat guy or squished by an old guy trying to do physical comedy?
He's gonna put a whoopee cushion in my pussy before he
Yeah.
fucks me.
You ever see this movie, The Holiday?
No. And then I ate my rallies, which takes easily an hour and a half, so I like to
It's a long
savor it.
time.
No, it was seriously
You
like
pull off each piece, and then you eat it bite by bite, but you do like bite at the top. You eat the top bun,
Top
6
bun.
bites.
Top on 6 bites.
Lettuce, 3 bites.
That's a lot of bites because it's small. It's shredded.
Oh.
So you gotta...
you just pull off individual shreds.
Delectable.
And it's great. 'Cause then you get the bottom bun, and you're like, oh, it's like a plate.
It's like dessert.
Oh, yeah. It's like having a bread bowl. A bun is like a bread plate if you decide to eat unorthodox.
In some cooking group I'm on Facebook, somebody posted like a recipe that they have for like a bread bowl and like fucking like bacon cheddar soup or something.
They're like, do not use sliced loaves. I've learned the hard way. Soup just fucking goes out all the cracks.
But they had this. Their justification. I mean, you don't need a justification for a bread bowl. It's just delicious. But their thing was like,
I live in a place that bans soup.
so I had to put a top on
We're
it.
only allowed to eat bread. I had to sneak in soup.
I had to sneak in soup in my bread. It's like I was smuggling drugs into a festival.
Oh man, how mad would that be if you're like trying to make breakfast? No, you're trying to make the kids lunches.
Okay.
And you're like, okay, I'll make a peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the kids. Let me just slice into this loaf. A bunch of soup starts coming out. You're like, God damn, this is a bread bowl. My husband bought a bread bowl at Kroger.
He was probably trying to surprise me.
You bought a pre-filled bread. You idiot.
Pre-filled?
You bought a pre-filled bread bowl.
It's gonna soak it
You
all
needed
up.
bread for the kids' lunches.
He's always buying the wrong thing. Last time I asked him to buy a loaf of bread,
2% milk.
He bought a soup bread bowl. Last time I asked him for milk, he came home with some udders.
He He said, we'll melt the butter.
But yeah, this lady, she was like,
But
she was like,
That's what we're gonna melt.
She was like, growing up, money was tight, so we would always eat our soup out of bread bowls. And I was like,
What?
that's the least frugal thing
Yeah,
I've
what
ever
the
heard
fuck
in my
does that
entire
even mean?
life.
The hell? We couldn't have used a forked spoon, so we used pixie stick. Or fun dip sticks. Like, what?
Every now and then on Facebook, because Facebook's awesome.
We could
man.
only afford edible underwear.
Because Facebook's awesome, man. People shit on Facebook. It's better than everything else.
Whoa,
I would rather be on that than fucking
That's the only
Instagram
one you're
or
on.
TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I just don't use it.
You're not on Twitter.
And I see the TikToks. I'm not on Twitter, but that's for the news. Twitter's for the news. I don't need the news in my life.
Hey man, Twitter's for people who want to feel smart. Instagram's for people who want to feel
Pretty.
something.
Pretty. And Facebook is for people who are just figuring out the internet.
Facebook is for people who are feeling each key of the keyboard to make sure it is the right letter.
Facebook is for people who check their glasses a lot. They want to feel some...
We got another thing getting big on TikTok randomly.
Oh, yeah?
Kat Dennings in the us riffing that Kat Dennings' whole career
Is in one sense of continuity.
One continuity, making her a small town girl who met Thor after working in a diner. People seem to really like that. However, they're annoyed that you briefly called Thor a Greek god.
What? Oh, he's a Norse god, I guess.
I'm gonna have to put this clip of you quickly realizing your mistake there. And then I'll be like, see, he instantly realized it. And no setup. No, I had to Google it. I'm the other guy. And when you commented that, I didn't know the fuck. Someone said,
I figured he was right.
Someone said Greek god, ? And my instinct was to go, yes.
Yes. Did you not? What part of that didn't you understand?
Yes.
Do you not speak English?
Yeah. No, that Dead Kennedys one about the way they write songs. People keep commenting like, Dr. Dre.
That's made up.
No, people just keep commenting like, Dr. Dre used to do the same thing. And then I'll respond, Dr. Dre used to make TikTok videos of his podcast? ! And I just keep doing variations of that joke every time someone comments a thing. They'll be like, this is why the Dead Kennedys are icons. And I'll be like, because I made this TikTok video.
That's good. That's a good bit.
Thank you.
That's a good bit. That's a good bit. Global warming hasn't entirely devastated our country yet.
Yeah.
It's the early 2000s. Everybody's got a cool flip phone.
That is always great being South.
Arcade fires, the sound of a generation.
The sound of all of us.
We're doing great.
I can't get enough Scrubs.
Blackface episode?
I'm
laughing. I can laugh at blackface still.
I'm watching
It's a
I
good
Love the
time.
90s in my parents' basement, eating a big plate of chips with some
Whacking
cheese.
off to Fergie pissing her pants.
Well, that's more of your story. I'm getting excited because they're doing a Baywatch movie where they're getting the old cast back, and I never got to watch it as a horny kid, so I'm like, perfect. I'm gonna come so hard, and then it comes on, and then you're like, oh, these are all people aged 10 years older now. Who already were very artificial looking.
Yeah, very already kind of dolls.
Plus, there's a lot more plot than media implied this was mostly people running on the beach. Now
Not
there's
true.
David Hasselhoff's kid and him are bonding. I do remember being like,
I didn't sign up for a father-son dance. This is not why I put on the Baywatch movie.
I do remember being like, I'm going to tape this. And then I'm going to hide this tape. And then, dude, I'm set for life. We can unplug the internet. I'll have this tape. And then I remember, like, watching that movie just being like, oh. And then, like, halfway through, I was like, yeah, I don't need to record this off TV anymore.
Have you watched I Want to Fuck Pam and Tommy or whatever it's called yet?
No, I haven't. I probably will though.
It's pretty good.
Have you seen it? It's good.
Yeah.
I assume it's pretty. I like that vibe of like goofy biopic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like not taking itself too seriously.
I'm like, because I don't really like understand. It's based on a Rolling Stone article, according to the credits.
Well, it's based on real life.
Well, yeah, but it's based off like an article. That
Well, it's based on something dogs
But my thing
do.
is like, shouldn't this guy be in jail? Who like stole this tape?
Because he drove a thing with his
house?
cock. Oh, because the
No, not Tommy Lee should be arrested for drunk driving that boat.
his dick isn't old enough to drive.
Dick isn't old enough to drive. Dick years are different than human
The cop
years.
just points to Pamela Anderson's tits. Can those things drive home?
Can you get those things to drive home, baby?
It's like, we're gonna put him in the back of our boat. I would love to see cops arresting someone from a boat and then transferring him from that boat to the cop boat, like in handcuffs. Just the cops are like holding the two boats close
They
by
gotta
the waves.
put up a gangplank. It looks like a fucking pirate exchange. No, yeah, it's good. That fucking guy that they got to play Tommy Lee. If that guy looks like that and he is like an actor trying to act and he didn't get that job, I would call my agent and be like, I think I'm gonna have you killed. I was like,
He does kind of look because he's in the Marvel movies.
is he really?
He's
Thor.
He's
Right?
Thor. He's one-arm former Soviet Nazi. He's Captain America's. He's
Bucky Rogers,
Barnes.
Bucky Barnes, yeah.
Is that his name?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
He's the Winter Soldier.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
That
I'm not
yeah.
a fucking nerd, man.
He's in one
I
of the
jack
best
off to
ones.
I fucking watch movies with girls with big tits, man. Not fucking
Well, wait till She-Hulk
this,
comes around.
bullshit. Ooh.
Even if it's an
Ooh.
A cup, once they get angry.
You wouldn't want to see me when I'm angry. I think I would.
How
big-
Is a
how-
triple A cup?
How big are you gonna get? Triple A.
It's Robert Downey Jr. It's like Iron Man and Bruce Banner, like outside of the Hulk, and they're doing all their science. They got like a big science board, and then Nick Fury's like, "What are you fellas working on?" And they're like, "We're trying to see if we can use Hulk's ability to turn huge." And inject it into Scarlet Witch, or maybe maybe Black
Any of
Widow.
the women?
Maybe
Just whatever woman says yes.
And he's like, well, that seems like it should be somewhat easy. And they're like, no, we're trying to make it not green, though. It's a big chalkboard where they've drawn a huge pair of tits, but
Listen,
they're green.
You're making this
and
too
it's, like,
complicated.
crossed out.
You're making this too complicated. What if you also invent a pill that makes you temporarily colorblind?
And fucking all of a sudden Michael Douglas and Paul Rudd pop up huge. They're like, you fellas are thinking about this the opposite way.
You gotta get small. They look big.
You get small.
What do you think we were doing down there? Even your tits look great down there.
Those things are huge. This conversation was happening between Bruce Banner and Tony Stark.
Doctor Strange is just in the corner like, why did I even try and save this world? Should have gotten the fuck out of here when I had a chance.
Doctor Strange is like, you guys disgust me. And then he draws a big, like, one of those big orange circle things. And then he smirks, and then he draws a second orange circle thing. And then
two tiny orange dots in the middle. And then he snaps, and they turn real.
And then his chubby bald friend, the other guy, pops out of both of them at once. There's two of them. And then he goes, Steven, we have to... And then he sees that there's two of them, and he goes, oh, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. We don't got to do nothing, man.
Hell yeah.
We don't got to do nothing,
And then
man.
those two guys high five.
Let's just focus on this.
He pops up in Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi?
Yeah. It's very funny because he pops up.
China before communism?
Well, I don't. What is that?
Shen Yun.
Oh. That's great. Shen Yun, man. I've told you about my dream for Shen Yun, right?
Sure, elephants and
No, not the dream of Shen Yun. And it is a dream.
I could never afford
China
tickets for
before
that.
communism. No, I had a friend who like would get free tickets and stuff because they were for, like a big company that sponsored shit.
Yeah,
And I would often find out
a friend.
Day.
That'd be
My
rude.
ex. And I would find out after the fact that like they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I could have gotten you tickets to that as like a joke," and then it'd be like a thing I would have wanted to go. And be like,
It wouldn't have been a joke to me.
they were like, I know, they were like, one of them was they were like, "I could have gotten you free Guns N' Roses tickets," and I was like, "Oh, hilarious!"
That's so funny as a bit.
Yeah. One of the only like big cool bands I would like to see and would never have money to see. Yeah, no, great guy.
Funny.
No, that was one where they were like, Shen Yun, and I was like, you could have got me tickets to Shen Yun. The magic of Asia for one night only.
One night only.
No, I've heard from multiple people that Shen Yun is a human trafficking organization, like a
Makes
front.
sense.
But they used
Well,
to
it's China before communism, so they can do whatever they
do
want.
whatever they want.
It's not about China now. They should be doing bad things. It's China before communism.
That's true. Very true. Cheers to Jing. No, but they used to take down my comedy posters all the time to put up their posters.
Yeah.
Their street team is
Aggressive.
ruthless.
It is aggressive. Those posters go up everywhere. Man.
Yeah. I want to make an investigative podcast
Yeah.
where I investigate Shen Yun and go after them because of them taking down my posters.
It's just that.
Yeah, it's
No other
purely
issue is
fueled
brought
by
up.
that. And then throughout it, I discovered that they're like human trafficking and like all these other things, and then they're like puppets for the Chinese government.
Selfish cereal.
Yeah, and then I'm bringing them down and like freeing all these people who are like being kidnapped. But I'm just like, yeah, you fuckers.
All right, so I have
Should have
50.
taken down my goddamn poster.
I have 50 Chinese people staying at my house now. It's episode 8 of the podcast.
But they will rue the day they took down a Sean Patton poster from 2014. God damn it, Stuart Huff was coming to a free honky tonk bar.
People should have known.
Imagine Shen Yun.
There's something I was going to say in there.
Shen Yun having those. I wonder if that is how people come to the shows.
Just from the posters alone?
No, Shen Yun's in town.
Oh, Shen Yun.
Where's Shen Yun heads?
I'm a big Yun. I'm a big uni.
I'm a uni.
I was watching a live body count concert from 2019 the other night. I've had a lot of time on my hands lately.
That's right.
I have had a lot of time on my hands. I've had so much free time. I'm doing things that you might do.
Yeah, that's like crazy.
That's the amount of free time I've had.
Man, I envy you because I've been trying to get into the Moody Blues, but I don't have the time. And you're over here, body count current, not even current, but like
2019
recent.
from Germany.
Yeah.
And he opens the concert with Ace of Spades.
He goes over to the concert by going, "There's never gonna be a COVID lockdown."
He opens the concert with Ace of Spades, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the song, he goes, "Man, how am I gonna do my first show without Coco?" And they put the girl with the biggest titties right in the front row.
That's why you were looking at body count.
No.
You were on Wikipedia's
Pure coincidence.
list of biggest tits on celebrities.
tits.
And that led you to Coco, led you to Ice-T.
No, I don't think Coco's even a celebrity anymore.
No.
But
There's
he
in
just...
Bardstown, Kentucky. There's which is
Can I finish my... No.
There's a tiny shop that's called, it's like one of those little bullshit boutique stores.
Yeah.
And it's called Shaq Loves Coco. Which I like to, whenever I see that, I imagine that it's Shaq and Coco are having an affair, and they run off to Bardstown, Kentucky, where they'll never be caught.
They'll never be found. The locals know to keep their mouths shut, or they'll never see him again.
Yeah. So
we'll go to Covington.
So Body Count's up there rocking out.
Yeah, and then he just keeps going.
You got Moose, you got Ice.
He, after like the second song finishes, he goes, "All right, I don't see enough of y'all hitting each other." And then after every song after that, he just keeps being like,
"Because now there's too many."
No, he just keeps telling them to hit each other more. He never lets go.
That's great.
And then he goes, he sees a little kid in the audience, and he's like, "All right, how old are you, dude?" And he's like, whatever, you can't really hear him. But he's like, "I just want to tell you something, man. You learn this from Ice-T right now, okay? Anybody ever bullies you, you just remember, talk shit, get shot." I was like, you citing school violence now? Now you're telling this kid to be a school shooter?
He's like, and then just want you to hear this first from me, kid. Change your own oil. It's easy to do. You're going to save like $40.
It's way less expensive than you'd think it'd be, and it's very easy.
You can steal the oil filters.
It's so easy. There's so much you can do on your own.
Is Ice-T teaching a child how to shave?
Man, you going to a barber for that? You could just do it in the mirror. Have someone hold one up behind you, maybe trim up your back edges. But so he's talking to this kid, and then he's like, "What's your name?" And they're like, "Jennifer."
He's like Dylan Clive.
No, they're like, no, the kid finally goes, "Jennifer," and he goes, "Oh shit, you a girl?"
Oh, that's awesome.
Somebody get her a t-shirt. He gives her a t-shirt. I highly recommend it. I can't remember. I think it's called like Walkin' or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Walkin' Open Air Festival.
Yeah.
In Europe.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're doing that.
That's great.
I highly recommend it. Good concert. Great banter.
Great banter.
At the end of it, he says, "My name's not Ice-T anymore. It's not Ice motherfucking T. It's Ice motherfucking T, bitch." And then he starts playing his last song.
The newspapers print Ice motherfucking T.
Ice motherfucking T, bitch.
His name.
Ice-T, Ice motherfucking T, bitch, has officially come out as a bitch.
That'd be funny.
He's come out as a bitch.
Do you think Ice-T's ever been up there and he's like, on guitar, Mariska Hargitay. On bass, Richard Belzer. Sorry, wrong job.
I don't know what I don't. Sometimes that's easy to get confused. I worked so much. That's the thing is, he kept inciting violence so much. I was like, "Are you out of cases for the show or something?
That is pretty
Do you need like ideas?"
They do an SVU episode where it's just like an aging rapper with a rock political side project
has incited sexual violence in Germany. We gotta go get this motherfucker.
This looks like a job for a specific part of the New York Police Department. That orange thing. So you're just stealing his bits. You're just stealing his bits.
Eminem?
You're stealing Eminem's material.
Are you, as a comedian, you're allowed to steal from what do comedians call them? Citizens? Those fucking douchebags.
I call them muggles.
Those fucking idiots. Yes, I'm sure there's a fucking comedian who does that
fuck,
unironically.
We're talking about comedy?
There's definitely a comedian who unironically calls people who don't do comedy muggles.
No, those people are just like witchers and wizards who fucked up. And they were like, yeah, all these muggles. And then people are like, how do you call people who don't do comedy? And they're like, yes. Comedy. And then they fly off on a broom.
Woo! On their Nimbus 69 or whatever, they would name their broom something funny.
Because you're watching Peacemaker.
I've seen bits and pieces.
He's got that evil, not the evil, he's got the eagle.
Eagly.
When you first saw that eagle, was there a moment where you were like,
that eagle's not real.
Peacemaker's gonna be a wizard?
No. Was that a moment for you?
Yeah, I was like, here comes his letter to Hogwarts.
It came in late.
Here comes.
The chimney was all stuffed up.
That makes sense because I keep hearing J.K. Rowling's been in the news the past few years.
What about a Billy Madison with Hogwarts?
Oh, that would be great. That would be delightful.
That's a great idea.
Back to school. And he's riding like a giant turtle or some shit.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Someone needs to do that one. College humor. You can have that one.
I made the duck blue because I haven't seen a blue duck. And I wanted to use it's that scene, but it is a blue duck.
It just is a blue duck.
It's a conjuring class.
College humor, once again, you're free to take any of our terrible ideas and turn them into overly expensive sketches.
As I said, that definitely could be a 2007. You get Aaron Paul as Sam Sandler for some reason.
All right, let's find a way to wrap this up.
No, I was gonna tell you about my trip to Aniston, Alabama.
There you go. Yeah.
You ever heard of that place?
I've heard of Jennifer Aniston, and I've heard of Alabama.
We already did that joke. We said it's a beautiful town, great place for friends.
Oh my God! Did we already do that joke?
No variations.
All right, so whatever. Tell me about this fucking place.
No, I get there to do this show, and there's like no one there. There's just
big fountain out
two
front.
People. So no one told you that there's only going to be two people at the show. And then a drag queen out of outfit's going to just heckle you the whole time. And you don't want to come across as homophobic.
So you just don't say anything
so
at
you
all?
Can't really argue with them because you're afraid of the optics. I'll be bombing soon. No, I did fine, but no, I get there and it's one of those things where you're like, oh, there's only two people here, and it doesn't seem like the show's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who's on the show? And he just keeps going, it's fine, whatever. He just keeps blowing off the question. And there's just this old gay guy who's got a lot of sass.
Yeah.
And he tells me that he goes,
Real Terry Bradshaw type.
Yeah. Sure.
Not a gay guy, but it does sound like a gay guy's old name.
It's funny you keep saying, oh no, that's Terry Bradshaw. That's Howie Long. Never mind. Howie Long. This is really random aside now because I misremembered it at first. But the way that Rob Halford from Judas Priest, the singer, the way he came out of the closet, when someone asked him in an interview, they were like, if you could hook up with any celebrity, who would it be? And he said, Howie Long.
Terry Bradshaw?
No, he said Howie Long. Who at the time, I guess, was a hot piece of ass.
I don't know who the fuck Howie Long is.
He's just like a coworker of Terry, like another former football player turned like
gay guy
announcer. turned gay guy.
Just like
outer.
Terry Bradshaw.
Howie Mandel, or Howie Long, famous for taking down the closet doors. No, that's really funny. Just like, maybe like someone's interviewing Dave Grohl. They're like, Dave Grohl, who would you most like to have sex with? And he's just like, let's name some fucking baseball player for college, like a college baseball player.
Me? Oh, I want to fuck Wayne Newton.
Damn, what?
Not a young college.
That was good. You should have done my rip. No, we're doing the show, and then he tells me, he goes, tonight's not going to be the big night. Tomorrow's the big night.
Okay.
And then I just wanted to be like, you're paying me both. Like,
doesn't particularly matter.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where I kept asking him, like, how long is the show normally? And he's like, just whatever. And I'm like, how long do you want me to do?
So can I do 5 minutes?
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
the fuck out of here? Like, what do you mean?
You want me to do?
Come on.
It was absurd. And then he showed me this girl. He goes, tomorrow night we got this girl coming who's going to be on the show. She's huge. and then he pulls up her TikTok, and she has like
It's just an overweight woman.
she has like a lymph node issue.
Oh, I was right.
Where she just has a huge ass. Like the hugest ass I've ever seen. So she's huge on TikTok just for like anytime there's a bit or like a meme.
She'll just shake her ass on top of it.
It's like, give me a setup for a joke.
So a horse and a rabbi ride into a bar together.
I bet they both want to ride on this ass, and then it's just her shaking her ass.
Okay.
And like 1 billion likes on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. I like some of them.
I like a lot of them.
I was like, these are
I've liked
funny.
all of them. I've seen all of her videos.
But it's great because he's like, she's gonna be on the show tomorrow, so obviously it's gonna be a huge crowd. Which is like, I mean, I know this is rural Alabama, but only so many people like big pussy. Like,
It's sort of a limited market. Here.
yeah. He's like, don't worry, it's gonna be a successful show. We'll have a drag queen, you,
and a girl with a
and a
giant
girl with
ass.
a huge ass. Also, her mentor was there.
Oh, her mentor,
He kept telling me that, and her mentor turned out to just be
Dave Ramsey.
an old white guy. Wish, dude. This guy did actually midway through set stop to just give advice. Because, like I said, it was laid back, man.
Yeah.
His outfit was wearing a science.
I'd like to see that girl laid back.
I don't think she can lay.
She'll lay on her stomach.
No, the
I
ass
can
would
still look
crush
at her
her
abs.
from behind. And then she laid on behind. She's like, it looked like a dang roof.
It looks like a
Looked like some sort of pup tent.
what is she? Cottage style?
Pup tent? That looks like a goddamn military tent.
Pup tent?
Get the troops in
Looks
there.
like a fucking chow hall to me.
Hey.
Gross.
No, that's the problem.
That was gross. I
It was-
apologize.
It was the old drag queen kept all weekend. Because the first night he was just doing stand-up as himself. And the second night he was the drag queen. All weekend he just kept like talking during the show.
Yeah.
And like trying to get attention the whole time basically. But
A drag queen?
yeah, I know. But
Looking for attention?
It fucked with my brain because every 2 seconds I'd be like talking and I'd be like, yeah, so the other day I was smoking, and he's like, oh, I bet you I know what you was smoking. And like,
Cock!
yeah.
You were sucking dick!
Yeah. I'd be like, I was chowing down on some pizza. And he'd be like, oh, is pizza what I
What,
call
cock
my dick?
pizza?
Yeah.
Cock pizza? Were you eating cock on your pizza?
So in order to compete
Sir!
with them.
No, sir!
No, sometimes when you'd start doing that and telling a story, I would just stand on stage with my arms at my sides, holding the mic like completely still. And then the audience would start laughing really hard. And then he would notice, and then I would go, oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, because that would be rude.
That was a power move.
It's a power move. I was doing all kinds of sassy power moves. No, that's my problem, is it poisoned my brain, because I had 2 nights of just needing to be like, every time I said anything, being able to preemptively turn it into a sexual comment.
Yeah.
And then I went to Birmingham to just do a regular show. And some guy's like, yeah, I was in the forest in between all the trees. And I'm just yelling out, I bet you're used to being between wood. And then some guy's like, I'm telling a story about my dad who died.
I bet he died.
And I'd be like, I bet a guy
Died
named
choking
Daddy.
on cock. Died choking on cock. Maybe your cock.
I'll be your new daddy.
Yeah, you want a daddy? Baby?
Yeah. No, it was very funny.
Baby daddy?
Baby daddy.
I'm not a daddy. I'm more of like a baby daddy.
Deadbeat daddy. Yeah, is that a thing? Deadbeat daddies?
Oh, that's definitely a thing.
Okay. You know how there's that joke where people will be like, I only have 2 kids that I know of.
Yeah.
And then that's like an old hack joke. So now, like, it'll be like women will say that, and then
Yeah.
it's like, or like a gay guy, and you're like, haha.
Yeah.
But it'd be great. It's just a straight guy does that, and then people don't really laugh, and then he goes, "No, you guys don't understand. My cock got cut off. I can't have kids anymore. A dog bit my dick off.
I was driving for UPS,
A dog-
and a dog bit my penis off.
I guess I should No,
Should I bring the pants on stage when I do this bit and show you guys like the tear holes? What do you guys think? Looking for this is an open mic, you know. We're all working things out up here.
That would be a good sketch. Is the sketches is just a guy doing stand up, and he does that joke and it doesn't do well.
Yeah.
And then it just shows him backstage with other comics, and he's like, and someone just goes, "You need to establish that your dick got chopped off before you do that joke."
You need to talk about your dick being in the thresher before.
Because they don't know that. And then I'm just like, oh.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good note. Good note.
Good note.
I didn't think of that.
And then it zooms out. I'm bleeding through a pair of khakis.
I thought that'd be enough.
I do fresh material. I like to talk about what just happened in my life.
I like topical stuff. Speaking of topical, anyone got anything I can put on this?
Some gauze.
Maybe stop up this.
Looking for something to put on this. No, Candy O'Hara, don't say your mouth. Now, this is another wild thing. Their name was Candy O'Hara, and then when they were a fella, their name was Andy.
Yeah.
So the first night they're like, "I'm Andy, but my sister's name's Candy, and she'll be here late tomorrow."
Yeah.
And then I went out to smoke a cigarette, and then I'm coming back in,
What a disgusting habit.
and some like skinny, like kind of methed out ish gal comes up
Yeah.
to me in the parking lot, and she goes, "You must be Dan," and I'm like, "Yeah," and she goes, "I'm Candy." And I was just like, "Whoa."
You smoked a bunch of meth and turned into a girl.
How'd you do that? You're great at drag.
Is that what meth does?
You're fucking great at drag. Still equally not a person I would describe as appealing. This is impressive. And then it turned out that no, in this small town, on this show, 2 of the 3 performers were named Candy.
No, that doesn't surprise me at all.
That's nuts.
It does not surprise me.
And
It's
I
not
kept-
nuts, it's candy.
No. Oh, we kept making jokes like that. Don't worry. Candy, if you don't get off, everyone's going to get diabetes.
Get off, I'd love to get off.
See? You should have been in Anniston, Alabama. Can you sing The Night They Drove the Dixie Down?
The night they drew.
No, it was the second show, the second night?
Night they drew the Dixie down to my dick.
No.
Sucked it.
Too
They
inappropriate.
drove the whole Dixie down.
You know what? Now I think we're back on
They
it.
drove a whole section of the United States of America to come down and suck my
they
penis.
choked my Dixie down.
they choked my Dixie down.
Dixie down.
They dick seed. Oh yeah, I don't even know my own joke.
Right? It's just Seinfeld's like, that's how I develop my material. I just kind of bomb and I encourage heckling, and then people just sort of tighten it up for
They
me.
really write it for you.
Yeah.
This stuff writes itself,
Yeah.
and by that I mean I I don't write.
No, I went to get.
I bet you went to go get some. Get a little head
I went to get to the gas station across the
from
street.
Dandy Candy.
They also brought someone with them who was like, they were like, "This is my unpaid intern," and it was
And it was our old intern.
I
They
wish.
moved.
No, Candy was like 55. Their unpaid intern was like a 25-year-old boy
Yeah,
from their town. It was good, just like another small town gay guy.
yeah.
Who then was like, I was like, "Why are you here?" And they're like, "Oh, that's my unpaid." They like kept saying that.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got that person to just not alone, but I got them alone.
Eventually I
And I
cornered
was like,
them
"What
in the
are you
bathroom.
doing here?" And they're like, "Well, Candy was supposed to get me a birthday present last month, but they didn't. So they were like, "Do you want to instead come out of town with me on this? I'm gonna do comedy."
You want to come to the big city,
And I
Anniston?
was like, "So your birthday present was a delayed trip to Anniston to hold a camera while your friend bombs at drag."
Oh.
And they were like, "Yeah, I guess so." And then I felt bad, but then they were mean, so I don't care.
No, I don't care anymore.
They were sassy.
Too sassy.
Yeah. No, that was so. I went to the gas station across the street at one point to get something, And then the lady's like, I asked her some questions. And she's like, "Are you from around here?" I was like, "No, I'm doing comedy like over there." She's like, "Where?" And this place is called Comedy Club. That's like the name. It's in the name. The name involves comedy. It's in the branding.
Yeah.
And this gas station is like across the street. And it's not a populated area. Like, there's not a lot of things to like. It's not like it's Manhattan. It's not like across the street and on the 17th floor B apartment. It's
There.
It's right there. I said.
I looked over and
said,
saw it.
"Oh, I'm doing stand up across the street." And she said, "Where?" And then I said, "There's a comedy club right there." And she said, "Really?" I went, "Yeah." She said, "Wow." And I said, "You never been there or heard anything about it?" She went, "No, I didn't know it was there." And that's worrying. It's always worrying when it's like you're in a town and the coolest person you've seen
is a gas station.
The girl who works at the gas station and doesn't know that the place you're performing exists. Although in a way that makes me even cooler.
Yeah, it makes you cooler. You know something she don't.
You're like, "Oh, I know you're listening to the new Animal Collective."
You listen to the new Panda Bear solo release.
But me, a drag queen, a person with coincidentally the same name as the drag queen.
But that looks like a drag queen, but is actually a woman.
A person who has a big ass. And that person's mentor.
We're all across the street.
We're all across the street.
Doing a comedy show.
Yeah. And then afterwards we're going to stay at a motel that is as close to having bed bugs as possible. Without having them.
Afterwards, I'm gonna go sleep in a hotel and ask my friend for advice if I should stay.
Yeah, I was going to text Eric and ask him specifics about. Because I was searching thoroughly, but then I was like, you know what? There's a lot of seams. Everyone's like, check the seams, and I'm like, well, I'm sure if I check the seams of any mattress, there's black specks. How many is normal? Should they be moving this fast?
Should I be bleeding? Should my fingers be bleeding while I check?
That was great because it's like I'm checking for stains, and I'm like, all right, well, that one's just a weird blue one.
That's just cum. That's blood, but not bed bug blood.
I did switch rooms though at one point on your advice, and I talked to the guy at the thing, and I went, "Hey man, I think I found bed bugs in that room. Can I switch?" And he just went, "Oh, okay." And then he just looked as if I had busted him.
Darn it.
As if he's like, "God damn it.
They got me again."
Fuck. You should let's book a weekend of Funny Dinner Live at that place.
Sure. I would go. Why not?
No, it's one of those things where it's like I'm like leaving the show, and already even like before the start of the second show, I'm like, all right, I'm never coming back to this place ever. And then you're like leaving, and the guy's like, "When are we getting you back?"
And you're like, I guess whenever.
You're like, you know what? As long as this check clears, very soon, probably.
As soon as possible.
You're definitely going to close.
If you're going to pay me, I'd like to come back in about a month and a half, because I think that's about all you got left.
It was great. I think that place, because it's next to his tax place. He's like a tax man by day.
Yeah.
And then, which I think probably a tax scam.
Yeah, I was about to say, that seems very obvious.
If I was like the government and it was like, and I was the IRS and I was looking at like, this guy does people's taxes.
And you just opened a comedy
And he
club.
also owns a cash business. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be quite suspicious.
Audit.
Yeah. Auditing.
Candy works at the IRS?
The gayest branch of the government. The IRS. I'm looking for the guy IRS. I told Andy my drag joke.
Yeah.
About tugboats.
Yeah.
You know, they should call them tuckboats.
Yeah.
Because they do drag.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy at first went, "What?" And then the audience laughed. And then Andy went, "Oh, that's hilarious. I'm going to do that."
I'm going to steal
That's
that.
what they said. This is when they were being Andy. And then the next night when they were Candy, I watched their set, all like fucking 5 hours of it.
Did they do it?
They did not do it, but I was all ready. I didn't know what I would do, but I was all ready to stand up and go, "Treason!" or something. That's my vaguely
Oh.
offensive joke.
We can't both
How
be
dare someone who actually tucks their genitals steal it from me?
steal my genital tucking material.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that was bad. And yeah, Candy, if you find out about this, it was awful working both shows with you as Candy and Andy. I hope we never cross paths in comedy again. The club owner who like tried to sexually harass me, you were cool. As far as I know, the check cleared. I did have a lead pipe in my back pocket the whole time.
I wonder why they treated you weird.
Part of why I changed rooms too is I was like, I'm gonna put it past this club owner for being like, we're gonna need 2 keys for the comics room.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, I'll switch rooms, and then no, he loved me. He was great.
Yeah, I bet he loved you.
I bet he did. My unpaid intern loves me. Loves to hate me. You know what I mean? Ooh, sweet and sour. That's the kind of sauce I like. Chicken nugget. I'm trying to chicken fuck it. You're my kind of chicken. You know what I mean? Chicken.
All right, that's enough.